Saturday morning, I'm up, Grim is at work, he just left, so unfortunately I have a lonely weekend this weekend. I've had my morning cup of tea and I'm just going to eat my my breakfast that I've made here, which I made a porridge. I haven't had a porridge in ages, so I made a nice little porridge here, and I added some chopped up dates and some cocoa nibs. So I'm going to enjoy this, and then I'm going to try and do some sewing. So I've set up my sewing table and I'm just reading all about my new sewing machine. It'll be a pretty lazy weekend because the weather is really rubbish. So yeah, no big plans, just lots of sewing and maybe some knitting. Pretty much gonna make some sort of casserole thing later on. So yeah. So I thought I'd just show you quickly what I've succeeded in making so far. I've made a little baby romper or body, whatever you want to call it. And then I just made it extra strong here because I feel like we're going to be opening and closing a lot here. So I made it extra strong. I used a little alternative material in here just to make it harder here. So I don't know if that will be appropriate, but we'll see. And then we have a little baby hat. And then I just finished making this, my first ever jumper that I've made, that I've knitted. And I'm actually really proud of myself for knitting this. I think that was really a good job, you know? Look, it's actually a functional little cardigan. I just need to sew on a few little buttons just to make it look even prettier, but I'm pretty, you know, I'm quite happy with this one. And it's even got a little bit of like designs on it, so no, I'm really happy with that. So I made that all by myself. And then today I have a little bit of patterns, but I don't really know which one I'm going to do. I thought it would be really nice just to have a load of these things, just so that you can easily toss them in the wash and not run out of clothes. Plus I'm due for the summer, so I don't need to have loads of clothes, I guess, because it won't be cold. But I think I'm just going to make something really simple like this. But I have so many patterns to choose from, so I'm going to have to rely on what type of material it's going to be for, because I think I'm going to first work in a little bit of jersey fabric, and then it would be fun to try some cotton as well. But my goal today is just to make some simple everyday clothes. And then once I'm feeling a little bit more confident with my sewing, then I can make some nice like dresses and stuff. But for now it's just some simple stuff, and then I'm going to try and do some knitted things later on this evening, maybe some socks or another jumper, but something with a little bit less heavy knit. I've got lots of different knits here. I did a big order of pink on pink. Lots of different types of wool blends. So they're all for like different patterns that I found in a book. So I'm gonna make lots of pink things. And I treated myself to some knitting needles, which actually weren't so expensive, so I don't feel so guilty about buying that. But yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with making some clothes and outfits and stuff. And I'm going to try out my brand new sewing machine. I upgraded to this one because the one that I had before was just really hard to work with, because it was the one that I had before is the Singer heavy duty sewing machine, which is pretty much just made for doing heavy duty, like banging through a load of thick fabrics and making like bags and other things like that. So working with really fine fabrics, and especially making baby clothes, I don't need a heavy duty sewing machine. Plus this sewing machine is meant to be absolutely wonderful. It's the most sold sewing machine in Sweden, super popular, super yeah, known for just being a really good and functional machine for everyday sewing, and it's exactly what I need, is an everyday sewing machine, something that will just work smoothly and be able to cope with the fabrics well and in the right way. So the heavy duty machine I'm not going to be using for a while, I think, because yeah, we were not having good communication. Lots of angry sewing sessions with that machine, so I'm really excited to get going on this Husqvarna Viking. Yeah, and I've got some fun. The guy in the shop, like I told you in the other vlog, he was really nice and he gave me a load of free stuff. So I got like some really nice high quality threads, some really lovely colours, for example, and then I got a few other freebies. But to be honest, I've been in there so much, and he's probably earned so much money from me, so he can give me a few free things. But yeah, no, but it's really good sewers in that shop in Ystad. But yeah, so I'm going to do some sewing. I would have liked to go for a nice long dog walk today, but it's just like absolutely pissing with rain. Okay, so far I've just transferred my pattern over to a piece of paper so that I can just make again and again and again the small size of this pattern, and when I need to make bigger sizes I can just trace the other size. Just come back from a really cold, sleet, snowy, windy, rainy walk with the dogs. Molly is not happy with me at all. She hates going for a walk in this kind of weather. It's really nasty outside, man. Freezing cold. I don't really know what I'm going to do now. If I'm going to drive into town and just pick up some supplies for dinner. It's a tough decision what to do. It would just be nice to come back home and be cozy and do some sewing, but it would also be nice to just get all my shopping done out of the way. I think I should go and do the shopping, because then I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. I'll do that. I've done my shopping, very satisfied. Got all my ingredients for tonight's dinner, which I'll be making, and then I also went to the garden centre and got some pots for my plants, because I just felt like they needed some new pots. They're not looking so pretty as they should be without nice pots. Pots make half of the plant. An ugly plant can make it lovely. An ugly pot can make a plant look really ugly. And then I also just treated myself to some moisturising creams. This is my favourite hand moisturising cream with carbamide. Top tip. Really, really, really effective on my dry hands. And that's it, yeah. Just going to get back now and unpack this, put my plants into their new pots, get back to sewing. Okay, so I've just been doing a little bit of spring cleaning because the spring sun has come through and I'm really feeling springtime vibes. So I thought, look at these lovely roses that I got from Grimm yesterday. So yeah, did a little bit of spring cleaning and potted my plants into their new pots, and they look really, really nice. And now I'm thinking of potting this little experiment into its own pot. I've been growing it from a little side shoot, and it's got some nice root growth, so I think it's ready to be placed into a pot. I hope it will survive. Fingers crossed. Turned out really cute. And I've used one of the new pots that I bought to put it in. So now I'm going to just put it up in its place on a nice warm windowsill with lots of sunlight. Here we go. There. Oh, joy and joys. Okay, so I bought this little golden tray to put all of these little mini succulents in, so they're going to live there now. And then I bought a new pot, or I changed pots for this aloe that I got, and then I put the Monstrosa in a new pot, and then we have that one there. So, and then we have my grandma's plant. So we have lots of plants. I think that looks really nice. And then in the bedroom we have one other plant as well. Okay, so I'm just about to start making dinner for tonight, and I'm going to make gratinerad köttfärs pasta, which just means pretty much pasta bolognese but baked, so baked pasta bolognese. So I'm going to cook some penne pasta, and I have to show you this penne pasta. I don't know if you remember when me and Graham got married, and we went to the hotel. We had a lovely gift package full of wonderful different foods and stuff. And this is the pasta that we got, and it's some sort of artisan Italian pasta, which I'm sure an Italian would think I was crazy for using it in pasta bake and not just by itself. And maybe it is a bit of a dumb idea, but I don't know. I think it's worth it. So I'm going to use that pasta, and then we also got these wonderful sun-dried tomatoes and extra virgin olive oil that were with some capers, and just the most delicious sun-dried tomatoes I've ever tasted. And I used those sun-dried tomatoes together with some tomatoes and some tomato puree and a little bit of fish sauce. And I've made my own little homemade tomato sauce. I don't really know how that will taste, but I'm hoping it will be good. And then I've just got a little bit of mincemeat and some leeks. And then as a side dish, I'm going to make my favourite broccoli. It's my own little recipe. I literally just have chopped it up, and then I've just massaged it with some olive oil and some pureed garlic and salt, and then I add a little bit of honey at the end. Not honey, lemon. So it's a really, really delicious nutty broccoli. And I think this time I'm just going to fry it. Usually I just bake it in the oven and it gets crispy and yummy, but because this is actually going to go in the oven later, I think it would be easiest if I just have a separate pan so that everything isn't in the oven. So that's what I'm going to get going on doing now. I've already pre-prepared my broccolis in here. It's been marinating for just a little bit. And yeah, I've got my tomato sauce in here that I've made. And yeah, I think it's a pretty simple recipe, so I'm just going to make that. I don't think it would take too long, just in time for Grim to get home. cooking underway. We've got the pasta over here cooking, the penne, and then we've got the mince and leeks just coming together here. Very nice. And then I'm going to add some tomato sauce into this, and then I'm going to layer in the tray. I'm going to make layers of this and pasta and the other sort of sauce. The sauce. Yep. Mixed in the tomato sauce. So now I'm just going to take turns layering tomato sauce, meat blending and pasta. Here's the completed pasta bake, and then I'm just starting on my favourite broccoli, starting with the stems, soften them up a little bit. Okay, now we have our finished meal of the bolognese bake and the broccolis. Yeah. Sunday morning, up early. I'm gonna go into town and buy some newspapers, magazines. Grim's mum's not feeling very well. She has COVID right now, so she's having a really boring time of being ill at home and just not really being able to do anything. So I thought it'd be nice to surprise her with one of her favourite magazines about interior design, Côte d'Azur, which is a really, really good magazine, and I'm going to treat myself to some magazines as well, so that we can get some ideas for when we're doing the house up. That's today's plan so far. Then I've got Squeenie with me here in the back. I go for a walk directly afterwards. Otherwise I'll just take a walk down to his parents later. Lovely Sunday morning. It's like just turned 8 o'clock. Really sunny. Nice fresh morning. Oh, lovely. We have a nice morning walk with Squeens in Köberholm. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely sun. You excited, Squeezy Beezy? Yeah. Just filled up some seeds for the birds, and I'm trying to approach this pheasant, but she's really, really, really shy. She ran away. Man. Hello, ladies. Okay, let's show you what I got for different magazines here. I've never read this magazine, but it came in a combo packet together with this Scandinavian Living, which is like interior designs. So it has an interior design magazine and a nice like fashion magazine, which is fun because it's ages since I read a fashion magazine. And then this one I got for Christina because they didn't have her favourite Côte d'Azur, but this was also a French interior magazine, so I think she'll enjoy this one too. And then this is my personal favourite, Homes and Gardens. I love that it's English or British. And then this is also a fun little thing. I got this in a combo pack also, so when I bought this one it came together with this one and this one, and then this is also another favourite. It's quite similar to the other magazine I showed you, also British, so it's nice and cozy to read. And then I got this magazine also for Christina, but I'm going to steal some pictures and do some photocopies before I give it to her because it has some really great food recipes in here. So I'm definitely going to be photocopying a couple of these recipes and testing them out at some point, because it was actually a really good magazine, and it's actually an English magazine, so yeah, English theme today. Okay, so far with my sewing, I prepared the pattern pieces, and then I've cut them out and I've ironed them. It's a little bit hard to iron this jersey fabric, but they're ironed, and now I'm going to get to sewing them together. So I have my instructions here that I'm going to follow.